Oh God, it's too awful for work. I mean, just, the language that I would use with myself. So now I'm gonna cry. I mean, I can't say the words on camera. Oh. But just very unkind and harsh and yeah, I mean, you wouldn't speak to anybody that you know like that. Yeah. I often say if I spoke to my friends like I speak to myself, they wouldn't be friends with me. Like, you stupid idiot, you stupid, dumb idiot. And a lot of this in between. So very harsh words. As you get older, there can be this beautiful softening of life. Physically, you actually feel, you put on a little bit of weight and you get a bit softer. But everything softens. Your mind softens, your words soften, you speak in a different way, you move in a different way, and it all slows down. Life just becomes this magical thing where you see so much more. Like, you can actually see things. You can see the wood for the trees. When I was about 15, I did this modeling course. And I mean, I was very skinny at the time. And I remember going for this casting once and they said, "Oh no, your hips are too big." And it felt like this sort of devastating moment at the time. I mean, it's such a silly thing to say, but that's, you know, that was my body image as well. Growing up in the 70s and the 80s, the body image was just totally different to what it is now. If you weren't skinny and fitted the mold, I suppose in some way you weren't accepted. Or that was the narrative that ran in my head, is that if you weren't skinny, you weren't accepted. So there was this sort of disconnection with my body a lot. I need to lose weight, I need to change my body, I need to exercise. This whole narrative going on. So a lot of shame. A lot of shame, body shame, all of that kind of stuff. And in that, having low self-esteem and then making stupid choices. And I use stupid now because they weren't the greatest choices then, but then I would completely lambaste myself for the choices that I had made. The lovely thing with getting older is that you become a bit wiser. and you begin to realize that that's actually bullshit. It's actually rubbish. And it's not true. And but it feels like it takes a long time to work that out of your system. Now, being in my 50s, it feels like I can let those things go. I can cut those cords. I can cut those cords and let that narrative go. Which is a very liberating feeling and experience, actually. That those things are not actually true. but we can carry them for a very long time, and sometimes for a whole lifetime. Trust has been a great gift to me, and it's been a long process of trusting, and also trusting myself. I felt very closed and shut off and silent and secretive. So I suppose that's what a lot of this stuff was about. It was like I was incredibly secretive about things. I mean, a lot of my friends have told me that I'm secretive, but I feel way less secretive now. I feel like I've gathered my lost parts. For a very long time, I just felt lost. I felt like I was just moving through this three-dimensional realm and drifting through life. Whereas I felt like I needed something to kind of hold me in this next phase of my journey. And I found art again. There's no expectation of the outcome. That gift of no expectation of the outcome is such a powerful thing, because it means that you can let go and be free, and letting it just unfold. And then it usually unfolds in the most beautiful, perfect way. I used to have this little set of cards that had a lot of words on it, and I lost the set of cards. And then about a year later, the only card I found was patience. And that has been a great gift. And it goes back to that thing of, for me, patience and trust is they're kind of like interlinked. Allowing things to unfold instead of forcing things or pushing things in a direction that might not necessarily be the right direction. You know, they say patience is a virtue. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But it's, patience is a very good reminder of just give it time and let it unfold. One ends up spending so much energy and time on trying to make something perfect, and generally it is perfect in all its imperfections. It feels like becoming kinder to myself has been quite a long process. On the very rare odd occasion, I catch myself calling myself something that's not very nice. Then I actually rechange and say, no, come on. That's not very nice. That's not a very kind thing to say to yourself. So it's a practice. It's a language that you need to learn in order to become kinder to yourself. It feels like now, and I can really say this from a heart space, that I feel like I'm back in my body and I love being in my body. And yeah, it's a good space to be in. I know for myself, if I wake up and I've got a bit of anxiety, I always ask myself, what do you need in that moment? And I think one can apply that to somebody else as well. So if you're moving through the world and you can see somebody's agitated or it's like, what do you need? And sometimes they can answer you, sometimes they can't, but often they can. And it might be something very simple. And, you know, a kind word, a kind gesture, something kind, whatever that may be, or however that, you know, shows up in that moment. I'm often in awe of where I live. And I appreciate every moment of it. It feels like my life has become very magical. That's what it feels like. You know, I can wander down at sunset. It's my favorite time of the day, and, you know, go and talk to my plants. Love talking to my plants. Maybe that's an age thing as well. I love my life now. I really do. I love where it's taking me. I feel 100% enough. Yeah. In all aspects of my life. I've really got to a good place within myself, and in that, this kind of shines completely.
Thank you so much for watching the story all the way to the end. And a special thank you to all of you on Patreon who help us to make these films. If you want to join us on the journey, please click the link over here, I think. It just wouldn't be possible without you. Thank you.